Greetings, everyone. I'm your tube citizen, jvoodoochild, and this is Manor Lords. We are playing in a beta in early 2026. The version number currently is 0.8.061, and it is from the beta 5.9. So we've had one patch upgrade since it was put out on Steam. And we are playing a super casual campaign, or at least that was the idea behind it. I have no adversaries, no negative effects from taxation or spoilage, maximum supplies. And the intent was just to play with the new beta and just kind of have a relaxed game, enjoy the beauty, which I tend to kind of miss out on because I'm so, hyper optimization style play. I'm still kind of dealing with that a little bit, but yeah, we are getting into the nitty gritty and kind of checking things out on the smaller level and just enjoying the beauty of the game. But yeah, here's my little starting section. I believe this is an hour into play. And we have, actually, no, this is a couple hours at this point. We have the clay surface for rich deposits and berries. And we are trying to kind of work the farmland, which is, I've always kind of found abundant, even in non-fertile lands. And so we've got consistency of in-birth going, a nice big patch here. And then the rye, I actually have a fairly good green spot in here. And then the barley is going to be over here and into these woods. And so basically I'm going to carve out a little bit more over here to get in a patch of rye, ember, and barley for the first year. Set up a little temporary farmhouse over here. More than likely not staying that long. We'll see how that kind of plays out. And then carving out the rest of this over the course of a year and just trying to find a way to move that wood off of the ground. In between the recordings, I have decided to kind of slot in the woodcutter's lodge here and just kind of work this area on this side of the berries. And then eventually I'll have a forester in here as well to kind of repopulate this. I'm not sure how quickly I'm going to try and get the stone off the ground and get this area cleaned up. I do eventually want to get into here, and this is going to be my major trading node. I am using especially for Rosenberg to get this a kind of base flat tax. I decided not to go for the overpowered void land because that's eventually going to get nerfed. I have decided to move the charcoal into this slot. And so these three kind of hitching posts that I put over here, I'm putting in new orders over here. And I rather just kind of build and destroy since there's going to be nothing on the ground after I lift them up. Just got someone into the storehouse, and so they're going to pick up the rest of these supplies. Yeah, we will want to gather the wood there as well. So to get all the wood out of this area, the firewood. And then, I can, as soon as these hitching posts are kind of up and running, or at least two of them are, then I can get the charcoal out there. So I also have a nice little kind of triangle of, picking up wood, sending it, having the storehouse, and then the exchange is going to be right here. So that's a fairly tight triangle of production. And then I'll have this more space right in here, and the ember actually kind of tapers off at a weird angle here. So we do a little jog out here, and then it starts to come in here. So this is going to be a longer, thinner strip here, and I'm hoping to get 2 strips in here eventually. These are going to be 1 Morgan each. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Start rolling. I just play on normal speed. That's why I have the snail on my shield as my kind of spirit animal. And it is one of the ways that I kind of do track what people are doing. I'm often into the people's page or tab. And that is, one thing that I do enjoy the game, and kind of that's how I keep up with who's doing what and why, and trying to understand the game so I can get some more optimization. Because I'm not going to have a wonderful income, I'm going to it's going to be a slow start to kind of get into the veggies, and particularly the fruits. I am planning on playing into this beta patch of having... Oh, so we got May going here. All right. I have played on this map before. It just wasn't going in the direction I was happy with, so I restarted, re-recorded, and so far I'm enjoying this. But as I was saying, I'm leaning into the level 4 housing. That's why I went with the origin that I did, so I can kind of have discount on the major thing from this campaign. And I've decided to build doubles everywhere, but because of my origin, I'm just going to use single spots. So basically, I'm just kind of taking up a wider stance. And then at the very end, I'm going to double up when they're all level 4s. And kind of just have my population cap as high as it can be. I believe the tavern can support 50. So just kind of having 1 tavern, and I'm pretty much thinking it's going to be back in here eventually. So we'll just kind of see how this plays. Because of this kind of heavy forestation here, I'm not sure. All right, what do I want to do with an extra pop? Let them be out there building stuff. That's fine. I got, okay. Maybe I put them in there. So, I'm not sure whether I'm just going to do kind of winter fallow kind of rotation, just reuse these 3 fields every year. I mean, I don't have a huge bread, and I have 0 barley requirement. So, because I have no spoilage, I can, get away with just having obnoxious amounts. I'm pretty good with this placement on the granary, and I'm getting more comfortable with this placement on the storehouse. So they may be soon for upgrades. I tell you the truth, I don't know what resources I get back if I tear down an upgraded storehouse or granary. But if I tore this level 1 down, I'd get all the resources that went into building it. So I kind of have developed on, you know, the harder difficulties, the theory of just building everything in your starting zone and having, you know, doing your Burgesses without backyard expansions because you can't afford to put anything there for a long time. And just when you are ready to kind of start staging things in certain areas around your fishing pores, around your nodes and whatnot, to then go build and then destroy those original housing to kind of force migrate into the areas of their work zones once you get those established. But that does leave some you know, resources on the ground which you have to get moved off. I believe they still are the priority, you know, little storage supply nodes here. This will be a priority over, like, with the logs, particularly on, you know, cut that are laying on the ground. I think that's second. And the third, I guess, is just kind of pulling out of the logging camps and or the saw pits. We've built up a storage there. Okay. Get that little mini road back in there. So kind of watching how things are progressing. Alright, these houses need to go up fairly soon. I do need to kind of pay attention to housing as my main priority. I can't just dilly-dally on that. This turned out to be a nice little kind of area. I got 3 food stalls over here and 2 common goods over there. So that'll be nice. Alright, I can start deleting these. Okay. Let's see how I want to play this out. What I'm thinking about is, do I want to build a second logging camp using the supplies from this destruction? Well, that's going to be useful or not. And do I want to leave this at an angle? Which kind of looks a little bit better. Also kind of create little zones in there for potential market spaces. Even though I don't think I will utilize it then. Otherwise it's just... But yeah, I prefer this kind of angle instead. In fact, we can line it up here. Yeah, actually, yeah, it is lined up there. All right. And so, you know, kind of stage a woodcutter way out here. And that way I can supply a new zone. You know, put housing down in here, and then all this gonna be industrial over here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Oop. Alright, I'm going to have to fill out little guidelines. Emperor. All right. I guess the next thing I need to do is get the saw pit going. Where's going to be the best place for it? Probably right in here. Actually, I need to have it closer to a house. And then we can have the farmhouse in here. Yes? No? Yeah.
This is heavier than it looks.
And then some more housing down here. See how far that barley line is going to go. So no, it peels off. No, it does come out here a bit. So do I want just a straight line? And then we can figure in some housing here. charcoal kiln is built. I did accept firewood in here, right? I'm gonna turn off this stuff. We want planks over here. I believe we do because most of the upgrades are going to be over here. And then across here, we're just going to have some housing. How much wood I got? 6, so I can make 2 right now. All this wood is over here. Or do I still have wood in here? Okay, I have 6 in there now. I'm wondering if I should just let's see. And one of them's sick. Alright, so we're gonna reassign them to, I guess, charcoal. All right, I've got the 6 right there. Next log is going to be up in there. I mean, this is just the next ideal area to do housing, so. Not wide enough. That's kind of interesting. All right, you already got a log out there, so that's fine. Um, so what's the narrowest I can get this to be a double? I really should be coming from the other side since that's kind of fixed. We can kind of eyeball it though. Okay, that's no good at all. Wow. There we go. All right. So we got that part going. So can we fit the two Burgages in there? Alright, we can, but we got an ugly angle in here that we probably need to shave off. Alright, good. Alright, that should work. Alright, get rolling out on all that stuff. I'm gonna put this on higher priority. That way we're just got those housings secured for the June builds. Alright, next we're going to kind of see where this ember is rolling off to. Alright, first we're going to get rid of this road over here, so it's not sticking out so much. Alright, let's see how that curve works. So I wonder if we can get 2 more bands in there. Probably can without the road. just see if I can get 2 more guns out of this area. No, 1.4. Alright, definitely can't get 2 Morgans out of that. So I guess I can go a little wider here. Maybe I got a bad angle going here. That's kind of interesting. Alright, so let's narrow this down a little bit. Not the best angle. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see what this size is going to be. Alright, we can work with that. Yeah. I don't know where we would put the fourth. Or whether we just leave that outcropping of trees from Alright, how are we doing on fuel? Alright. So you are making the fuel for us. Alright, housing is up. So if I make this actually come out to the edge, how narrow is it going to be? And let's just keep that line there. Alright, so where is the edge of the ember? So a longer field there. Do we want to... No, we don't want to tear down these trees. Alright, you're not built, you're not built. Do I need a storehouse person right now? I don't think I do. How are we doing on berries? We have a granary person. Alright, so do we want to switch out here? Actually, let's just see if you can cut into this area. Did I ever go into June and not realize it? I think so. I did. All right, 49 minutes into the video. How are we doing over here? You got both logs there. Your priority is medium, so I'm kind of surprised you're not built yet. Alright, so yeah. I can not cut into these trees. So once these get cleared out, I can figure out a narrow line there. Yeah, we should get the saw pit up and running for that. Unassigned, perfect. We want to get livestock going here. Let's say we do.
Come on, laddie.
Alright, so only thing I'm building is this farmhouse and the logging camp, and then like some really deep housing. So that's all good there, making progress. Going to get the plow into here, and then pretty much just move all that stuff over here. Um, okay, are you people going home? So let's get you moved over there. Oh, I forgot to pull the fishing person off. Okay. That could have helped me with my full... So, do we want to put the church right in here? Alright. Alright, so let's see if we can get 4 doubles into here. We can. And All right, so that's a tight grouping there, and we're going to put the church into here. Let's put all these on standby. Even though that's probably up. I shouldn't build these just yet. So yeah, once we get that corner down with the trees over here, yeah, once we get this area out, then we can figure out where this farm is going to be, and then we'll start clearing out this area here, and we'll use that to build all this stuff into here. In the meantime, we're just going to be getting a whole bunch of planks going. So yeah, we'll be wrapping up the episode here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I post new videos. And please share with me your comments on your thoughts on this particular campaign, the beta patch, or the game in general. But yeah, all comments are welcome. Constructive, please. And yeah, appreciate you spending your time with me and enjoying this game. So take care, everyone, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.